Hey yo, it's Brian here. Today talking about the San Francisco 49ers. As always, going to be posing the question to you guys, is the success that we're having right now in 2019 sustainable for the future? I want to ask this question just because of the fact I don't want the 49ers to be some one and done, 1 year wonder team like the Rams last year or the Bears last year, where they had an awesome season in 2018 and then 2019 this year they kind of falter off, and I don't know if they're going to be recovering from that, especially the Rams. But the 49ers, I'm hoping for success like the Patriots, where they are successful for 2 decades now in the NFL, and hopefully the 49ers can replicate that success some way, shape, or form in the 2020s. San Francisco, really good year so far, have a lot of young talent, have Kyle Shanahan, one of the bright coaches in the NFL, have ownership that's learned their lesson from a couple of years ago from the Harbaugh debacle, so I'm really excited for this team in the future, and I'm going to be naming 3 reasons why I believe this success is sustainable for the 49ers in the future. Going to be talking about that, but before I do, please like and subscribe, do all that cool stuff. That definitely helps me out a lot. Click that bell notification, get notified of future videos. That also helps me out a lot. Want to get to 4,000 subscribers as soon as possible, so hope you guys do share this as much as possible with other fellow Niner faithfuls. Hey, we're winning for the first time, so definitely do that. Let's get this video started. 49ers, 3 reasons why their success right now is sustainable for the future. Number 3, I just mentioned it just now, ownership with Jed York. I cannot believe I'm putting sustainability, success, and Jed York in the same sentence. I mean, a couple of years ago, we were ragging on this guy for him to sell the team, go crazy and what have you, and legitimately so. I mean, when you fire Jim Harbaugh, who took you to 3 straight NFC championship games and 1 Super Bowl appearance, and fire him the next year, not really good at all. And we had some very dark years after that, one and done coaching, and 49ers, they were ranked one of the worst run teams in all of sports, not just in the NFL, but all of professional sports. And now they're looking like the rise to prominence, and hopefully they can sustain the success with Jed York learning his lesson, I'm assuming, from all this whole debacle with Jim Harbaugh. I believe with him, Kyle Shanahan, and John Lynch, they can really sustain the success for a very, very long time. Looking like with York out of the picture now, not really getting involved with football operations, I think that's a really good thing for both Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, where they don't have to look behind their shoulder like a Jerry Jones or a Daniel Snyder or anything like that. So I think York, from all the lessons that he learned from Jim Harbaugh, having that success and ruining it real quickly, I think he wants a long-term success, and I believe he will keep staying out of operations for both Lynch and Shanahan, for them to keep running the football operations as long as they can. So York, so far, doing a really good job. He's proven everyone wrong, including myself. Everyone was asking for his head when all the Jim Harbaugh debacle happened, and so far I think he's learned his lesson, and I think he wants to keep the success. And also, I mean, look at his uncle Eddie DeBartolo, ran this team very successful with 5 Super Bowl titles, and I think he wants the same thing too for his 49ers in this generation. So, yep, Jed York, good job, and hopefully you keep it up and stay out of football operations, because that's a plus right there. Number 2, I think Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, the front office with them, they've done a really good job with developing players and getting people in free agency, veterans, and drafting and what have you. I don't want the 49ers right now to be one of those teams where they're really draft heavy or free agency heavy. They look like they're doing a really good job of blending in both. You look at the 2019 draft / free agency class, this was the epitome of perfect free agent / draft picks, whatever you want to call it. I mean, in the free agency, when you get D Ford, Kwan Alexander, that is just nails in the head right there. That is just perfect picks right there. In the draft, when you nail with Deebo Samuel, Nick Bosa, Mitch Wishnowsky, Dre Greenlaw, I can keep going on and on the draft picks about 2019 this year. They've done a really good job. You look at the problems that the Rams are having. I know I'm comparing the Rams, NFC West rival, but the problem with them, in my opinion, is they rely way too much on free agency. They were trying to buy their way to a Super Bowl, and they kind of did a good job on that. I mean, they made it to the Super Bowl last year, but they ended up losing to the New England Patriots, and now they have to almost dismantle everything. They had to pay Jalen Ramsey, a free agent, I guess you want to call it. It's going to be a pretty tough situation for the Rams when they do have to go with all these negotiations and free agents and what have you, and plus they don't have any draft picks. But San Francisco, they look like they've done a really good job on blending both free agency and the draft. You got to credit John Lynch for that, definitely. Kyle Shanahan developing these players, I mean, to have all these low draft picks and to have a lot of success with them, I think that's a really good thing. I mean, the big example for me is definitely Dre Greenlaw. I was a fan of his coming out of Arkansas, but I was like, is he going to be a superstar for the 49ers? And yes, he was a superstar for us in San Francisco. So definitely, they've done a really good job, and I believe these 2 guys, they can definitely stay for a long time. Can be kind of like a John McVay and a Bill Walsh situation, where the general manager and coach, they are in sync together, and they can win Super Bowls together. I believe these 2 guys, they can do a great job. And number 1, in my opinion, the reason why this success could be long-term sustainable for the 49ers is definitely the roster and the contracts that I've seen with them. I mean, with the young roster that we have right now, you look at the defensive line, Nick Bosa, he's in his rookie contract. the rookie guys like Deebo Samuel, then they're also in their rookie contracts. Jimmy Garoppolo got paid. I mean, you look at the quarterbacks now getting paid. He actually kind of got a discount, to be honest with you. I mean, $137.5 million. You look at Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, they're getting paid like $200 million. And Patrick Mahomes, if he wins the Super Bowl or some way, shape, or form, whatever happens in this Super Bowl, he's going to have to get paid big time as well. So, locking in your quarterback, locking in some players on rookie contract, I think for the next couple of years, they should be set to go. We do have a couple of free agents coming up in 2020, but they're not super big guys like Nick Bosa or DeForest Buckner or anything like that. I think Buckner's coming up real soon, but for right now, they're under contract with us in San Francisco, and to be able to go around with the salary cap and do a good job with that, I think they've done a really good job so far. They did have a lot of cap very early on last year and this year just because the team was not that good and what have you, but now they can start spending money to hopefully re-sign everybody as much as possible, get new free agents as much as possible as well, keep changing the roster up that you have to, and I think the success is really sustainable for the 49ers, and I love this roster right now. I think they have the recipe to be maybe a dynasty. I know that's really early to talk about, but I just believe with this team right now, the way that they've been playing, the way they've been coached, they can go a long way into 2020. So I really want to see the 49ers succeed for the next couple of years, decades. Wouldn't that be awesome? And yeah, hopefully they can have a run like the New England Patriots like they did in the 2000s and 2010s. That's it, guys. Please let me know why you think this is a very sustainable success for the 49ers for the next couple of years, or do you think this is not going to be sustainable? Do you think we're just a one-and-done team, one-year wonder of a great NFL team, and then we falter off the earth for the next couple of years? I'd like to hear what you guys say in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to help out a lot. I'll be catching you guys up probably tomorrow or Saturday. I'll let y'all know then, but I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day. Hot boys.